Let's get ready for Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce.
All right. Happy Monday.
Yes, sir. Happy Monday.
Is this the last day? Is this the last day or is tomorrow the last day?
Tomorrow's the last day of the year. This is definitely our last podcast of 2024. So
I am so excited. I have to tell you, anybody listening to this, you should all be very excited about what's going to happen in the new year. So yeah. I've already seen activity bumping up. And listen, ultimately, nothing really has changed, has it? Nothing's changed.
No. Well,
Perception changed, and that's changed the market. I'm already seeing more activity, more people jumping in. I had a couple investors wanting to buy investment properties over the weekend. I've got a couple of first-time home buyers coming in. It was a crazy active weekend. So I see a lot of enthusiasm in the market. And I want to show, I don't know if you can share this screen, but
yeah.
So let's give you some good news. So we see this hump right here. We got, let me see. I don't know if you can see my cursor or not.
Can't see your cursor.
Yeah. Anyway, if you right over to the right side, we've taken a dip up. Now we want to be way up into this territory here. Got a ways to go till we see a big is up by 20. I think it was 22 basis points. Let's just see here. Let's pull that up. Market's up by 25 basis points right now. That's a quarter point to the discount point. So from what the market was on Friday to today, that same interest rate would cost you a quarter point less in points. So
that's awesome.
$250 per every $100,000. Nice improvement. But look at this. Credit card lenders wrote off $46 billion in delinquent debt in the first 9 months of 2024. That's a lot of bad debt. So that means that the economy just wasn't really happy with the way things are going. Hopefully that changes and we don't see a lot of that delinquent debt going on. We have not seen an increase in foreclosures or an increase in short sales. Matter of fact, if you look at how many foreclosures there are in the market, just in our market, there's not.
No, there's almost none. And you know that I work with a lot of distressed sellers, and even the most distressed sellers right now, for the most part, have some equity. They're not upside down in their home. So even if they're in trouble, they don't have the money to make mortgage payments. They've got some other stuff going on in their lives. They go to list their house and they're going to walk away with a check.
Sure. Well, if you are in trouble with your debt, like a lot of other people were, if you are in trouble, but you have equity in your property, now is the time to refinance. Whatever you do, you don't want to be late on any payments whatsoever, because one late payment on one credit card, it might be a $3 a month bill. But if you're late, it could knock your scores down 100 points, and then you can't refinance, and then you can't get out of the problem. So now if you're looking to refinance to reduce your payments, reduce your interest rate, eliminate PMI, now's not the time. So I created a VIP checklist. All you have to do is call or text me 407-706-3313, and I will go ahead and get you on my VIP checklist. When the rates drop to the target rate, we'll go ahead and lock you in. But that will get you all on a list. But debt consolidation, absolutely important. Yeah. But on that topic, Tom, of activity in the market, I'm going to be holding and teaching a workshop on January 22nd, 6:30, live and in person, Winter Park, Florida, at the Ale House. Now, this is not for first-time home buyers, but first-time home buyers are welcome, because I'm going to teach you and I'm going to get input from Tom. I've got input from some other professionals that flip properties and buy properties and hold them. So we are going to drill down on what you need to do to accumulate wealth in real estate so that you can retire with a nice nest egg.
This is your leapfrog class, right?
That's right. Register at webringyouhome.com.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have a direct link for that one right now, but webringyouhome.com will get you right to it.
Webringyouhome.com. Yep. And if you are a real estate agent, you have clients that are sitting on the fence, bring them with you. It's okay. Everybody's welcome. Please, no kids. I'm going to have food and drink available, but there's limited seats. There's only like 30 seats in this building. So it's not very big. We were going to get down to business and get to work. You're not going to get a big sales pitch from me. You're going to get tactical things that will drive you into accumulating wealth in real estate and find it much easier.
Perfect. Yeah, I've got a couple. I will say, man, I've got a couple of people in your program right now on their first property. And one of them is actually probably 6 to 8 months away from looking at property number 2, or it's 3 because they already owned one before they got on your program. So, he's going to accelerate. I think he's going to be one of those guys that hits that, 5 or 6 properties in 7 years instead of 10. But
yeah, I've got 2 or 3 people that have got more than 4 properties already. I've got one that's got 10. She's literally kicking butt, but she took it seriously. She dove in and she does everything I tell her to do. And I believe she told me that she's got about $3 or $4 million in real estate right now that she's managing. Fantastic. So nice job to get started. Young girl, taking it seriously, making it happen.
I know who that is.
I mean, it's my friend Ruby.
Yeah, I met Ruby.
Yeah, with the cat ears.
Yeah, I know who it is.
I love Ruby. Ruby's amazing. She's a real giver too. She really does a lot. She's even buying homes and and doing like homeless shelters and rehab shelters with them.
I actually talked to her about some of those projects because I've got some people that like to give back to the community as well. So I tried to make some connections on that. So yeah, awesome.
Well, what are you seeing in the real estate market right now? Where are you seeing the opportunities?
So, it's interesting that you asked that because, what I've been seeing the most is the opportunity for buyers, right? Let's talk about buyers for a second, right? For buyers, the opportunity is that parts of the market are very soft. Some areas are soft where I can tell you that it's in a buyer's market versus a seller's market. And then specifically condos, townhouses, and villas in general are all hurting. Some of it because of legitimate reasons, like the issues with insurance and HOA fees and those kind of things. Some of it with just perception.
No reserve.
Again, like there's a big fear and concern about that right now. And so, people are staying away from them. So if you bifurcate it, separate the market from single family and condo, we've got about 3 or 4 months of single family and over 10 months of condo, townhouse, villa.
Well, I will tell you, condos, I can understand that because a lot of these condos fell off the approval list for Fannie Mae and HUD when they couldn't meet the reserve requirements. They were making insurance claims for roofs, whatever the reason is, they got knocked off the list. So that really hurts condominiums. But a townhome does not have to be on a list. It's not as regulated because you physically own the exterior walls of your property, where in a condo, you only own the interior walls. So if you are looking for something that is a more simplified lifestyle, like a condominium, look at townhomes, but make sure that it is a townhome. Just because you think it looks like one doesn't mean it is one. You have to look at public records and make sure that it says single family or T home, not condominium or unit.
You have to look at the ownership. So a townhouse should be fee simple, and a condominium is condominium ownership. So, and the big difference is with a townhouse, you should own all the way to the dirt. Whereas with a condo, you simply own access to the unit. So, and of course, that's something I help people with all the time, right? Understanding construction is one thing, ownership is the way to really look at it, right? Because of all the issues with condos, townhouses are kind of they're hurting because people have perception that they're the same thing. So that's where opportunity is, I think.
Isn't it amazing how perception can drive the market? It doesn't even have to be reality. I mean, that's obviously what we're seeing right now with buyers jumping in the market. Interest rates haven't really improved. Why are they all of a sudden jumping in? Perception. They feel better. And what will happen is if you feel better, things will actually get better.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, perception, our outlook on the world has a lot to do with how the world reacts back to us, right? So, yep, for sure.
I agree.
So, opportunity for sellers. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this loud. I say it often. If you're considering selling, take my advice or the advice of your real estate agent, if you're not working with me, and price it to sell. Don't list it with, I want room to negotiate. That strategy right now is a loser. If you price your home saying, well, I want to be high so I have room to come down and blah, 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 you're going to sit on the market. And as you sit on the market, you're going to have to reduce the price. If you sell it right.
Well, you know what I'm seeing happening again, and I think this works. The better realtors for an aggressive property will price it slightly under market, and then they get bids in on it, and they end up getting more than they asked for. Absolutely. Anyway.
Bruce,
because
I just went under. I just closed on Monday on a property that I went under contract 2 weeks prior. So we were only under 2 weeks, right? We were in contract in 1 day. We had multiple offers. We ended up closing almost 10 grand over our list price, only 3 grand under the most expensive house that was listed in that community. And 5 others are still sitting active in that community because they're overpriced.
Right. It's all about strategy. And did you get more than ask price for it when you ended up
almost 10 grand over? Almost 10 grand over.
I'm telling you, there's strategy to this. But overpricing your home and hoping somebody will come along, what's happening is they're not even picking it up in the filters.
They're not even looking at it
because it's overpriced.
They're not even looking at it. Yep, absolutely. So price aggressively, price correctly so that you get multiple offers, and be ready to accept the fact that your house is worth what somebody is willing to pay for it, not what you want it to be or what Zillow says or what your neighbor wants or anything else. Your house is worth what somebody is willing to pay for it, period.
I agree. So, hey, listen, I got to run. Market's active. I'll see you at in my class on the 22nd. If anybody has any questions for either one of us, we're all here to help you. Mortgage lenders, realtors. If you have questions about the market, about structuring a transaction, Tom and I are here to help you. I hope you enjoyed
Bruce,
the show.
Happy New Year. Talk to you next year.
I look forward to it.